Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to the Circle of Alchemy Sisters. Kristi and I are here today with some cards on the table.
Yes. And we talk all the time. Listen, I feel like we talk all the time about the same stuff, right? So I came to pull some cards to see if we could get some different messages, and it's the same thing that we talk about all the time.
Is that why you said the cards? Cards.
Like look at the cards. We channel about the same stuff all the time. I'm trying to get something different, and here we are. So obviously the very first card that we have is a new earth, and we just did an episode about the new earth and how to live in the new earth, and that we need to practice living in the new earth responsibly. What does it say? It's happening. Keep holding the vision, right? And it's also for those of us who consider ourselves light workers, right? Those of us who consider ourselves light workers, sometimes because the matrix is breaking and crumbling, there's a lot of like third dimensional people who are going to display a lot of bad behaviors.
Right.
And we have to learn how to this is the old earth. That is the old earth. I'm holding true to my new earth that I live over here. So I'm not going to let these zombies trigger me, because I know that they don't know. They don't know. People are so angry. I just have to talk about the laundromat, okay? Because I feel like this is such a crazy thing that happened.
But I feel like it's going to end up being a divine thing that happened. Like it was set in motion. It was meant to happen. Possibly to even use it as a reference,
Yeah. So we were at the laundromat the other day, and there was an older gentleman there who was staring at me and staring at my shirt. And he kept asking me to open my jacket so he could see my shirt. So I opened my jacket, and my shirt said, "I love it when women." Okay? And he said, "You love it when women what?" And I said, "Anything. Like, I love women." And he was so triggered by that he then started to angrily spurt Bible verses to me about how Jesus says that man is this and man is that and man is this, okay? Now, if I was living in the third dimension where he was, old Kristi from Chicago probably would have pulled out her little Chicago accent and told him where to go and what to do, right? But Kristi, an evolved, spiritual, fifth dimensional being, just smiled at him and said, "Okay, And I wanted him to have a beautiful day. And I even wanted to buy him a coffee mug at the thrift store afterwards and give it to him to tell him to have a beautiful day.
Right? True story. All of it. I was there.
So this man, he didn't even give me, he was so triggered by my shirt that literally just said, "I love it when women." I am an empowerment coach.
You are.
That's what I do. I empower not just women, but yes, I love women, especially. I really love women, right?
Yes.
And always. So he didn't even give me a chance. He automatically assumed that I was gay, a gay woman, and started attacking me, when really the only reason that I was wearing that shirt is because I love women and I want to empower them. So that's like the third dimension, right? That's those people who have those very small, closed minds. They get so upset, to just really honestly read someone's shirt and get that triggered and that angry is...
Or the anger that somebody has because your beliefs do not align with theirs.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I've found, that people get so angry when you don't believe in the same thing they do. And they so very angrily defend themselves and then try to get you to change your mind when they start preaching or saying, telling you whatever message that they have for you.
Yeah, for sure. And I can say I've been like that. I have been like that. as a spiritually evolved person, you think that your way is the best way, because I feel like if people lived where we lived, they would be so much happier, right? And in the beginning of spirituality, when I'm going on the ascension, in the beginning, you go through that. Like, I want everybody to live like me. Mm-hmm. And you're stupid if you don't, because it's so freeing, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're acting like that, you're acting just like them.
Exactly.
Right? And now I know ascension is just like, that's their path. That's their path. And that's what they chose to live. And that's what their lesson is on this earth life. You know, it's not my job to bring people up into the fifth dimension. It's just my job to plant seeds so that they can get themselves there to the fifth dimension by themselves. You know, like, we don't want to carry anybody, because, as you know, our Pleiadian friend Avon calls it false vibrations. If you're carrying someone with you into the fifth dimension and you're teaching them and you're showing them and you're bringing them, they're not doing the work, they don't actually hold that frequency or that vibration. That's your vibrations leaking onto them. So we want to make sure that everybody is holding their own vibrations. Everybody is responsible for their own ascension. You are not responsible for anyone else's ascension. Let them ascend on their own. And if that starts to separate people, that's another thing that we have to just accept. We have to just accept that our vibrations are now separating from people, because that's what happens on the ascension journey. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been seeing it a lot lately, how people are falling away from your life, and you don't even, like, friends that I had for like years, I don't even speak to now.
Yeah.
It's just like it was just like one day you just woke up and it's just like they just weren't present anymore in your life. Like, just communication just stopped. But it's not like I feel any different towards them. They just like they just exited.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's okay, right? They're on their own journey. We are on our journey over here. You know, we came to this planet at this very moment for this ascension, and luckily we remembered.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people are not going to remember that's what they're here for. A lot of people like the old ways. A lot of people like the earth the way that it was. They're fearful of embracing new things, because that's not how it should be. We should go back to the old ways. And I believe that in some aspects. Like, going back to the old ways where we barter and we use trade and, you know, things like that, I feel like we should go back that way. But when it comes to, like, evolution and ascension, like, people are evolving and spirits are evolving, and there's not just two genders. There's not, right? And that's something that you have to get out of your head. That doesn't exist anymore. That world, we don't live in that world anymore. You know, like, people are able and allowed to be whoever the hell they want to be at any moment in time, and you don't have a damn thing to say about it. As long as they are not hurting you, hurting themselves, right? Like, why do you care what kind of clothes someone wears? Why do you care? Why do you care who someone loves? Why do you care? Why does it make you so angry? Like, why? Why? You know, are you trying to save my soul? Is that why you're so angry?
Well,
you're angry at me because you're trying to save my soul? That's an oxymoron.
Nope. No, but you cannot save anybody's soul. It is their soul, and they have every right to do with their person as they see fit.
Right, but I just don't understand. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's evolution, okay? It is happening on the planet.
It is.
We are now free to be exactly who we need to be. Us witches can do our celebrations and not worry about being burned or being hanged or being slaughtered, right? Like, this is a new earth and this is a new dimension, and we are free to be whoever we want to be. And we have to learn how to accept that. You're not getting into the new earth if you are judgy.
Oh, preach
and
it.
Mean and angry.
Yes, preach it.
And not accepting of people. Accept everybody for exactly who they are.
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love. That's what Jesus teaches. Unconditional love
and
means
acceptance.
Love without conditions. Love without conditions. I love you no matter what. Unconditionally. Right? Like, There are parents who don't speak to their children because they are in love and in a healthy, beautiful, committed relationship with someone of the same sex. Parents don't speak to their children for that reason. That's not unconditional love.
No, it's not.
That is love with conditions. I love you as long as you're doing what I think is appropriate. I love you. That's not unconditional.
No.
As a mother, I can't think of one thing that my children could ever do to make me not love them. Make me not want to be in their lives. Unless, again, like, let's go back to addicts. You know, like, obviously, if your child is an addict, it's a different story. Like, you do have to exit their lives at some point, right? But it doesn't mean you don't love them, right? But just because someone chooses to love someone else that doesn't align with what you agree, like, that's not unconditioned.
No,
that's not unconditional.
No.
Okay.
Move on.
Yeah. Tune in to galactic beings. Crazy. Next card, you know. Now this is the thing that we have to just accept. Aliens are real.
Yes.
Extraterrestrials are real. Earth is not the only planet with life. Earth had life before humans were here. The galactic beings came to this planet to search for things, and they ended up creating us, right? Now they're back because we're running around like chickens with our heads cut off, not knowing what to do, destroying the planet. And that's why they're here. And that's why there's so many sightings. And that's why there's so many people like me and you channeling information and how to live on this new earth, because they're here to help us and they love us. So if you take one thing away from this conversation today, I want it to be that extraterrestrials are real. They are here to help us. If they wanted to hurt us, they would have done it a long time ago. Okay?
Absolutely.
They're billions of light years ahead of us. They have so much better technology than us. Like, they're not here to hurt us. They are here to help us. They're here to teach us how to live. They want to be brothers and sisters with us. We are galactic brothers and sisters, galactic family. We are incarnated in these bodies, but this is not who we are. We are galactic brothers and sisters here, incarnated on this earth. They want to live as one, just like with your crossed over loved ones. We all want to live together, right? We all want to live together, and that's part of the 5D, and get rid of the 3D, right? If you're closed-minded and you think that Earth is the most civilized, ascended planet in the universe, you're out of your mind. Like, we are babies compared to these galactic beings who can communicate with us just by, like, they're not here physically in this room, but yet I am communicating with them on a daily basis, right? Intelligence beyond anything that we could ever know. So wake up. Tired of people not believing in aliens. It's stupid. No, I'm just kidding. You got the ringing in the ears. Yeah. Aliens.
It's like, really, it's, yeah.
I get all worked up. Okay, so this next card is Messenger. Sirius energy, like Syrian energy, bringing harmony and peace and balance. And that comes down to us. That's what we are, right? We're messengers.
Oh my God.
Now the other ear.
Oh, it almost made me black out for a second.
It's frequency. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's a big frequency. I'm talking about extraterrestrials. Like, they're like, I heard you calling for me. I'm here.
I never felt it like that though. It almost felt like I was when it went into this ear. Almost felt like a blackout. Like it just made my head pop back.
I do feel a frequency rise. Like, I am feeling that dizzy headed feeling, and that's just because they're saying, like, we are here. Mm-hmm. We are here, and we love you so much. Like, you do not understand the love that us, and it's the Pleiadians. Okay, the Pleiadians are here. The love that the Pleiadians have for humans is like, they were like the first, you know, to like really interact with the humans. Like the Anunnaki who came here, visitors from the sky, created us beings, you know, Pleiadians were one of that race, and they were very, very close to us, you know, and so they're like, they look at humans as like, oh, they're so cute. Stupid, but cute, you know? And they just really want us to learn that we can live a much freer life than we are living. And that's why they're here to, that's why my readings, and all of my readings, I do say that, you know, I'm here to lift the chains that you've placed upon yourself, that others have placed upon you. Like, we're here to free you, you know? Like, let's lift those chains. Let's get those padlocks off. Like, you don't have to live down here in this pain and sadness anymore. Let's get out of here, you know?
Awesome.
Messengers. And of course, now, last time we talked about this, people loved this. And the message is inner earth. Mm-hmm. You'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. Now, that's not what we channeled about inner earth before, but they're saying, like, you'll survive this. You're going to get through this. Like, there's a lot of things going on in the planet. The frequencies, the Schumann resonance, you know, the inner earth beings. There are so many frequencies all rising at the same time. Like, energy on this planet is absolutely insane, and your cat scared the hell out of me.
She's coming up to visit.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was like a black smoke or something. That scared me. I've never seen anything like that.
There is no darkness in my house.
I got goosebumps. Yeah, what was I saying? You know, I lost it.
Inner beings. I mean, you're talking about shit. You made me, now it's like it went blank.
I'm a channel. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And once I lose the channel, I have no clue what I'm talking about. The channel is gone. So we're going to the next one. And the next card is Timeout. Timeout. Okay. I need to take a timeout. My energy is really high. They're saying, like, pay attention when you get all riled up, right? When you're triggered by something. When you are interacting with these humans and partners and friends who are not really as far along as you are on the healing journey, we have to, before we react, before we say things, before we do things, take a time out. Take a time out. Just breathe through it. Not everything has to be responded to. Not everything has to be reacted to. Some things you don't even have to say anything. You could just let it slide. Like, you know, like we need to take a time out. If you are on the healing journey, if you are trying to live in the fifth dimensional world, if you are trying to ascend, shut your mouth sometimes, you know, because if they're in a certain place vibrationally, they can't even hear you. It's like those people, you know, your friends who come to you and they're like, oh, like this and this and this and this and everything's so bad. And you're like, well, what if you do this? You know, give them a really great idea. And they're like, no, because blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh, okay. So what if you do this? And they're like, no, because nothing you say is going to help them. So what's the point in participating in this conversation? Let's take a time out and just move on. When they're complaining, you just say, I really feel for you. I have compassion for you. I'm sorry you're going through this, right? If they're not ready to hear solutions, if they're just like living in this very low place and they don't want help, they're not going to take your help, and they're not even going to hear. It's like you're speaking a foreign language. They don't even hear it.
A lot of people just want to just talk, to hear themselves talk and to get sympathy, but don't want to make any changes.
Yeah. And in relationships, this is something that I have learned to ask people. Do you want to just vent, or do you want me to give you solutions? Right? Because sometimes people do just want to vent. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes I do just want to get it out, and I just want to vent, right? And if someone is saying like, you should do this and you should do this, it might piss me off because I'm not looking up for answers. I just want to get it out, right? So as parents and as friends and as cousins and sisters and brothers and husbands and wives, when our people come to us and they're like, meh, 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 we have to give them a choice. Do you want me just to support you and hear you? Or do you want me to help you? Do you want me to give you solutions? Let's just get that out of the way. And if they say, no, I don't want you to give solutions, I'll think about it later. You just say, okay, then I'm here to sit with you. And I'm here to let you vent, because I want this to be the most productive thing, So there's lots of different timeouts that we can take. But remember to take a timeout in things. Think about things. Not everything has to be, boom, reacted to instantly. And not all problems are going to need to be handled and taken care of. There's a lot of people out there who are just like, let me fix it, let me fix it, let me fix it, let me fix it. And they need to chill out a little bit too. Like it's not your job to fix everything. Oh, it's not your job.
Great. That's a great message.
You don't have to fix everything.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you feel inside that you have to fix everything? That's a trauma response. You think you're being a nice person, but you're acting in trauma. You're a people pleaser. Why? Why do you do that? Figure it out, and just maybe sometimes just be there for support. Time out. Okay, the next card and the last card is synchronicity. Now this one is all about paying attention and being aware, okay? If certain things line up a certain way and you're like, oh, that's really weird. It's like a total coincidence. Be like, no, that was totally for me. Right? The more you recognize the magic that's happening in your life, the more magic is going to happen. If you don't pay attention, the magic is just going to like, oh, that's weird, and you missed it again. Oh, that's weird, and you missed it again. But if you're like, thank you. Like last night, we're having our moon celebration, and our friend Sam saw something in the sky. She didn't know what it was. Instead of saying, oh, that's really weird, I wonder what that is, all she did was say, thank you so much. Like, it could have been a plane, it could have been a satellite. Who cares? To her, it was magic. And the more she does that, she's magic as shit. The more she embraces the magic side of life, the more magic things happen to her.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, pay attention and embrace the synchronicities that are happening in your life, even if it's just finding a penny heads up on the ground. Heads up, good luck, penny from heaven, whatever, pick it up. Magic. That's magic. You see a cardinal, you think of your grandma. Magic. That's magic. Don't ever say it's just a coincidence. Oh, it's just a coincidence. My grandma really liked cardinals. No, that's magic. Embrace the magic. magick. Magic, right? It's otherworldly. It's sent here. It's not worldly. So embrace it. Embrace the synchronicities and stop calling everything so weird.
Nothing happens just by coincidence.
Nothing at all. I walked into that crystal store. There's other crystal stores in this town, but if I wouldn't have walked into your crystal store, none of this would have happened. None of it.
And it wasn't by accident. It was by design.
Yes. Synchronicities. Trust them, Okay. That's it. Done? That's all I got.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful day.
Love you.